I have no idea when this left. All right. There's a lot of people that was anticipating. All right, there's also a lot more steps than I was anticipating, but I feel like we can incorporate those steps to our advantage. Patrick, is there any way you could light the amphitheater up as bright as you can possibly make it? And can we form a gigantic clearing in the center of the amphitheater for a dance contest, as large as we could possibly create it? Yes, yes, slowly a clearing grows. Even more dangerous steps in the center of the steps. Okay, this will work. Can we get the person wearing the really sharp shirt and shorts that are made of the same fabric? Can we get this person to the center? I'm trying to work here too. Ladies and gentlemen, this person! I know I've seen you working hard all weekend. Let's take a little break. Take a little break. All right, and can we get the person that's got like the white sort of scarf thing? Ladies and gentlemen, this other person! All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a dance contest. Rule number 1, sassy as fuck at all times. I'm talking, you're like Odie the dog from Garfield. You got your own HBO Go password. You're moving out. Fuck Garfield. It's your own place. Rule number 2. Odie the dog. Do you know Odie the dog? Tonight, at some point, or the next time you see paper and some sort of writing device, try to draw Odie from memory. It's gonna fuck you up. Thank you for the tape. Now I know why you're giving me tape. I was just like, how does he know how much I love adhesives? Alright, anyway, I was fucking this up. Anyway, including the show, and it transcends my whole life. I'll do it later, it'll be fine. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for this person. Give me the tape. That's rule number 1, sassy as fuck, Odie the dog. If Odie isn't an identifier for you as sassiness, then, you know, you're like both, you're all the people that love salt and pepper in one person. Rule number 2, when the current dancers are done dancing, you're gonna pick the next contestant to replace you. So on and so on and so on. You're gonna dance for about 5 to 10 standard seconds, and I know what you're thinking. Dan, time is but a construct of your own reality. Your own is just your own individual experience. How could you have any idea what my concept of reality? 5 seconds is real fucking short. Rule number 3, no cowards. If you get picked, you have to do it. If you don't want to do it, that's perfectly understandable. There's a beauty. You just fucking close the shit behind me, man. Sorry. All right, rule number 4, this side of the room dances as if Game of Thrones was made in a universe devoid of the patriarchy. This side of the room dances as if all the money that Jurassic World generated built public schools. Is everybody ready? Let's see how this works. See, you were holding out on us with that hat the whole time. We seem to have lost one of the contestants. 5 seconds is real short. Don't forget about how short 5 seconds Everybody! 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 Tonight!
Kind of beautiful how reluctant both people were to start the dance contest and then never left the dance contest for the duration of the song. So please round of applause to those two people for being the entire dance contest. All right. Also, thank you to these gigantic, ever slightly escalating mountains for really amplifying how out of shape I am. So thank you for that constant radial shifting of the earth. You're not getting much love these days, but you know, deep, when people look back on like what the earth was, they're gonna be like, you know, that like 1 mile increase that starts somewhere in like the Midwest and ends somewhere in Arizona, that shit was tight. That was real tight. That was like a really good period of time. And then someone else is gonna be like, yo, fuck that dude, when that shit was ocean, that's when it was like the real jam. If you're unfamiliar with oceans, just go to Google oceans, you'll find a lot of awesome shit out there. More and more every day about the oceans. All right, steps, how are we gonna work with this fucking girl? These steps are perfect. McMinn, is there any way you can light up these actual steps over here? Is there any way to use those moving lights that probably cost more than, you know, my father ever made in his life? Excellent. All right, so. Yes, great. Can you come down to the base of the steps? And person with the cap, can you stand next to that person? Can you two, I really should have done anything besides just look for mushrooms all day. I should have just tried to figure out how we were gonna do this. Could, yeah, that'll work. Could you two face each other? And could you two put both your hands in the air? And can you join them together? Excellent, perfect. So what's gonna happen, if you feel so inclined, is when the song begins, all of us are gonna dance through this tunnel. Tunnel's real short right now, but once we go through the tunnel, we're going to become a segment of the tunnel.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring it up these steps, loop it around the top of the amphitheater, bringing it all the way around and coming back down these steps over here. So it's like when you're hearing the song, the only people here are their friends watching their bags, or the people that are like, why didn't anyone tell Uber about this? I just want to go to the gas station, shut this fat man up. So, chaos reigns once it starts. Once you go through, you're going to become the next segment of the tunnel, and we'll see how far this can work. And just remember, it's dark. Oh, and just a quick tip, to the perverts. Don't touch strangers except for their hands that they're putting in the air. Anything else is called assault. So we're just going to dance right through the tunnel, and we're just going to I'm sorry we got to say it, but they don't teach it in schools. Anyway, so... Chaos reigns. Anybody.
this is going to be a little boring. Please thank you for all the people who were doing that in the tunnel. I'm not sure how far it went. I know it got pretty dark there for a second. Al, just to let you know what was wrong is, and if any of you use the software Ableton Live, this will be a dorky, like, how the fuck did you fuck that up? But we had a utility at the end of my channel that was turned up to its maximum volume, going immediately into a limiter. So it just sounded like... But luckily that's only in my ears, which even I don't care about. So I have you turned down, Al, because when you were talking before, it just sounded like, you know, the voice that I'm really worried God is. I mean, let's keep real, right? But anyway, so okay, I think we got time for like. Is there any way we could split the crowd down the middle one more time, all the way down to that like Wizard of Oz bullshit in the back? Yes, excellent. Perfect. What's up? It's a good seat. Sorry, you looked very comfortable. I like being, you can tell, I like being comfortable look. Okay, I think this will work. I can't have these dumb things in my ears. And I'm just listening to like, you know, just all of just like the, did you ever go onto YouTube and just Google, like Garfield outtakes? It's just hours and hours of they're not funny, it's a lot of crying, because I just work so hard and I can't remember the lines. Can we get the person with the hood? You have a hood on? Can we get the person with the hood? Ladies and gentlemen, this person! Can we get the person with the bandana and then the triangle on your shirt? Ladies and gentlemen, this other person! Okay, so you two could each face the side of the amphitheater that you were standing in. And now if all of us, people in the center included, if all of us could take one knee down to the ground, just one knee down to the ground. The ground's real clean, that's why they call it FORM Arcosanti. It's real clean. They clean the ground between every song. So y'all in the center as well, So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a group interpretive dance. This side of the room is going to dance like the person with the hood. This side of the room is going to dance like the person with the two triangles. Think of each side of the room as one human body. The person in the center, the brain, the rest of us, the muscles, the bones, all the gross shit inside of us. Now, people in the center, try to do movements that large groups of people can do. Because if you move up, they move up. If you move down, they move down. There's a lot of steps, so I wouldn't do a lot of, side-to-side movement. But the choice is yours. You are the brain. Someone here is probably real popular on Tumblr, so think real good animated GIF-style movements. Try to maintain eye contact with people in the back. You'll find no answers looking at the ground. Try to maintain eye contact. At some point, a wave of narcissism or anxiety or boredom or one of the permutations thereof is going to wash over you. At that point, pick somebody new to replace you. People on the sides, if at any point you feel like you could do a better job than the person in the leadership position, and this is true for all aspects of life, replace that leadership with yourself. So the people in the center, I'll act as sort of your like your creepy subconscious. So if y'all could just put your arms out to your sides, the two people in the center, and now everyone else, if we could just mimic the movements that the people in the center are doing, slowly move your arms in a way so that you can feel your brain connecting with your new body and the new body connecting with their brain. So maybe touch your hands above your heads or something. There you are, yes, excellent. Perfect. Precisely as planned. This song is called When I Was Done Dying.
Strained out a flashlight, tongue on me, all blasted out, and it startled me so when I burst out a shower. My legs ran frantic like birds from a nest, and I ran until drained, leaving no choice but rest so endlessly. Taught me the edge of the table. I should have gone deeper, but I'm not so brave and like that. I was torn out, thrown in the sky. Said all my breath fingers short out. My eyes are cashed out and smashed into death. How my skin bitten, still leaving only my shadow. Shot through a tree and that tree grew a thorn. Became the seed and that seed was a fruit. And I fall through the ground with roots in my legs. Tore the shirt and I laid up the sleeve. And then I thought of me as a bookstore. Where the very question was, no one could not understand. Suddenly I'm wrapped up, wasted alone. Swallowed me down and it's time I
Keep it there. McMinn, if you could make the lights kind of darkish and blue, that would be wonderful. If you feel so inclined, we could hold both hands in the air as high as they can possibly go. You could just, if you again feel so inclined and comfortable, just join hands with the people standing next to you. Don't worry if their hands are already held. We can have these poly hand holdings. Now I'd like you to think of three faces separately. Perhaps the same face, but at three different occurrences. faces. Our eyes are closed. I'd like you to think, with all your ability to remember and all your ability to recall, the first face that comes to mind when I say the face of someone that you truly miss. Think about this person's face. Think about why you miss this person, what their role in your life is, or was, what your role in their life is or was. Perhaps this person is no longer in your life, no longer of this earth. Perhaps this person is still in your life, but there's a distance between you, measured in miles or moments. Now I'd like you to think of the second face. I'd like you to think now, with all of your ability to remember and all of your ability to recall, the first face that comes to mind when I say someone that you truly love. Think about their face looking at you, smiling. Think about how important this person has been in your life, how important you've been in theirs, how different your life would be if you two were never in each other's lives. And now I'd like you to think of the third face, with all of your ability to remember and all of your ability to recall. I'd like you to think of the last face, actually the first face that comes to mind when I say the face of a person of color whose life was taken by a person of authority. I want you to think how every person goes to bed at night and they close their eyes because they love that person and they miss that person. And I want you to think right now on the very simple fact that every goddamn person on this planet is a human being. And every human being wants very similar things. They want to live the life they want to live, they want to love the way they want to love, and they want to know that justice is real. And they want to remember how goddamn hard that is. And I think with all of our collective powers and all of our collective intelligences, we can just push it a little closer so that every day more and more people can realize that they can love the way they want to love, live the way they choose to live, and know that justice is real. So now if we can just scream out as loud as we possibly can.
I hope you all have a great rest of your festival. Please get a round of applause to all the people working this festival and putting it together. Last thing I'm going to say, I know I've been talking all night, but someone backstage was trying to come on the mic and remind us how beautiful the place we are is and how much garbage that we as individuals accumulate and create. So if you see any garbage, make sure you put it in the proper place. Let's keep this place beautiful. There's a lot of animals besides just us dwelling in these lands. So thanks again, everybody. Have a safe night. We'll see you in the future.